It's Poundland special time again. Yes, once again I've decided to take a peruse down to the local Poundland to see what kind of bargains they've got. As you could probably expect, there's a lot of Christmas related tat there, which is pretty much self-explanatory. Some stuff's good, some stuff's bad. I will say that Poundland's probably reached an all-time low now, where they're actually selling you bags of shredded paper and saying that it's fake snow. Yeah, okay. But they do have one or two decent things there in Poundland, as we've established before. Now, today we're going to take a look at a couple of wrestling DVDs. Hooray! From the Attitude Era. Yes, I picked up the Best of Raw Vol.1 and the Free Faces of Foley. There were two other DVDs as well, TLC, Tables, Ladders and Chairs, and The Rock, Know Your Role. So, let's go through each one, include the ones I haven't bought, and let's have a see if they're worth your perusal. Now, I mean, first of all, these are pretty good to have, as, you know, as I'm recording this, it's about 5 weeks to go till Christmas, so this would make an ideal stocking filler. Not for the kids, for me, obviously. First of all, the Best of Raw Vol.1. What this features is highlights from the Attitude Era, if you like, from sort of 1997 to around about 1998. There's Austin's rivalry with Vince McMahon. There's Sable in various forms of undress. There's Val Venus getting his willy nearly chopped off by Yamaguchi-san because he slept with his wife. There's a lot of stuff with DX, Kane and Undertaker's rivalry, the forming of the Ministry of Darkness, the first appearance of Shane McMahon, a lot of stuff with The Rock, Mankind. Basically, it's a look back over one of the last boom periods of the WWE. I mean, back then The Rock was a cocky, arrogant, but very popular wrestler, and these days he's an actor who only wrestles part-time and quite frankly gets on people's nerves. As far as a self-contained series of skits, there's absolutely fantastic look back over. Don't expect a right lot in matches because you aren't going to get any, basically. It is mostly just skits and backstage skits and sort of storyline segments and what have you. But all of it sort of round up what made Monday Night Raw must-see television back then. The DVD runs for an hour and 13 minutes, so it's one of the longest running DVDs that was on offer, the ones at Poundland. And it's certainly worth picking up because this particular DVD, I believe, is getting discontinued. In fact, I think all of these are getting discontinued, to be honest, but this one is definitely worth picking up. There was also a Best of Raw Volume 2 and a Best of Raw Volume 3, which seemed to be nigh on impossible to get hold of. They also had it where you had the Best of Raw Volume 1 and 2 together in a bundle, which again is discontinued and hard to get hold of. But if you can see this in Poundland, I would definitely pick this one up. They had the less amount of these. They're obviously selling out of these a lot quicker, so if you get a chance to snap this one, do so as soon as you can. The next one is Free Faces of Foley, which focuses on the three different personas of Mick Foley: Mankind, Dude Love, and Cactus Jack. Now, with it being an 18, you might be forgiven for thinking that it would contain footage of Cactus Jack's King of the Deathmatch matches from IWA. It doesn't, although it does feature quite a number of sort of brutal matches. It only runs for 53 minutes, so it's not particularly long, and the matches that are included are only mere highlights. You're not getting full matches here. If you are looking for a long career retrospective over Mick Foley, there are other DVDs out there, such as Greatest Hits and Misses, available in a 2-disc set and a limited edition 3-disc set as well. But for £1, this is a pretty good look back. Again, it's between sort of 1997 and 1998, so it is during the Attitude Era, and it is good to sort of see what the WWE was like back then. Oh, there's also a very sort of quite a rare match on here where Mick Foley wrestles under the name of Mick Foley for the first time, I believe, in the WWE, where he faces off against Terry Funk in a match for the soul of Cactus Jack, if you like. Oh, and of course there is the infamous Hell in a Cell match with The Undertaker, which took place at King of the Ring 1998. Again, you're getting highlights of it, but the highlights alone are outstanding stuff. And of course there's segments as well where he was teaming up with Stone Cold Steve Austin when Stone Cold was needing a new tag team partner. All in all, fantastic stuff. Really, it is Foley's personality that shines through in these matches, as well as his desire to give the best possible match, even if it means putting his body on the line. But again, very worth picking up the Three Faces of Foley. Okay, so next up we have TLC, Tables, Ladders and Chairs, which, as you could probably imagine, features the Hardy Boys, the Dudley Boys and Edge and Christian, and all the various matches that they've had. Surprisingly, despite the fact that the DVD is called TLC, it doesn't actually feature their TLC match from SummerSlam, I believe it was. You do get various ladder matches between the Hardy Boys and Edge and Christian, including the one that took place at No Mercy for the management of Terry Runnels at stake. You get Hardy Boys versus Dudley Boys at Raw Rumble 2000. It was a tables match. And of course you get the three-way Hardys versus Dudleys versus Edge and Christian ladder match at WrestleMania 2000. Again, all astounding matches in their own right. You are only getting highlights, and that's spliced in between footage of the all 6 men sort of talking about the matches, if you like. I just feel that the title is somewhat misleading. You might pick this up expecting to get the TLC matches, and that's not what you're getting, which would probably, I don't know, that might annoy some people. And finally, we get The Rock, Know Your Role. Now, this was actually the longest running DVD out of the bundle, actually running longer than the Best of RAW Vol.1. Basically, this is, again, like the Three Faces of Foley, it's a biopic of The Rock. It shows what happens in the sort of period between him being part of the Nation of Domination and then later on becoming part of the corporation. So that's only a very small part of The Rock's career. Again, if you are looking for a much bigger sort of career retrospective of The Rock, of Dwayne Johnson, there are other DVDs that are out there. And again, it is mostly match highlights, but the majority of the DVD is made up of The Rock and all these various catchphrases and interviews and what have you, which arguably was The Rock's biggest selling point. I mean, you have to argue that The Rock became one of the biggest stars in WWE history, not because he did insane bumps like the Hardys did, like Mick Foley did, but because he had bags of charisma, because he had all these different catchphrases, because as soon as he walked into the arena you noticed him. That and he was a good solid performer, he could put on good match after good match, so that's perhaps a lesson for what would-be wrestlers out there. You can get over much more by having bags of charisma and by having a series of quotable catchphrases than you are doing a 450 splash off the top of a ladder, for example. DVDs that I got, I feel that Best of Raw Volume 1 and the Three Faces of Foley were the best ones to pick up. If you are wanting the matches that are featured on TLC, then you can pick those up on other DVDs and even on the sort of pay-per-views themselves. And I suppose if you really depends if you want to have a DVD full of The Rock doing interviews and things like that. Nevertheless though, these are still well worth picking up. They've come just in time for Christmas. There's like I say 5 weeks to go till Chrimbo. They'll make ideal stocking fillers. And as I was sort of rooting through the shelves, staff at Poundland were actually telling me that they had more on the way. So I'll keep you updated with that. Speaking of updates, here is how the moustache is coming on for Movember. As you can see, I've gone for the sort of Hulk Hogan, Rufus Hound tash coming on. This is going to continue until the end of November. For those who have donated so far, thank you very much. For those who haven't donated, please do so. Follow the link at the bottom of the screen. Until next time, this is the Big Daddy D signing off. Goodbye.